So Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell might be in a little bit of trouble. He could be facing criminal charges over some gifts and loans from a wealthy donor. Now, according to the Washington Post, 3 people connected to the federal investigation, or probe, of the alleged crimes confirms that the donor, Mr. Johnny Williams Sr., of a dietary supplement company called Star Scientific, has been cooperating with authorities. A good sign that a federal case against the governor may be in the works. So, Governor McDonnell is, of course, accused of taking gifts. Well, what kinds of gifts? Well, some of these gifts include a $6,500 Rolex watch. That sounds pretty fancy, pretty nice. Not only that, but apparently Mr. Williams had paid for the catering to Mr. McDonnell's daughter's wedding reception with a hefty price tag of $15,000. Must have been a fancy shindig. Not only that, but he had also taken Maureen McDonnell on a New York shopping spree with a price tag of about $15,000 again. Some other gifts, of course, include private plane rides in the corporate jet and some summer lake house vacations. All sounds very fancy and very illegal. Allegedly. Now, a little bit of background on Williams Company. Williams Company is called Star Scientific, and it's a former tobacco company that has been operating in the red for the last 10 years. They have been losing money every year. Now you ask, how can a business stay in business if they've been consistently losing money over the last 10 years? Well, and how can the same company afford to pile on some lavish gifts upon Mr. McDonnell? Well, maybe it comes from not paying your federal taxes. Now, right now, Star Scientific has been fighting with the federal government over $700,000 in back federal taxes. So that's where the money came from. Not only that, but they are also under investigation for securities fraud. Oh boy. They are in some trouble. Now, some of this quid pro quo, type of corruption. Well, here's a good example. There was a meeting set up between Maureen McDonnell, it was set up by Maureen McDonnell between Williams and a policy advisor from the Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources. Now remember, Star Scientific is now a medical company. A dietary supplement company. And so, now people with knowledge of this meeting said its purpose was to give Williams an opportunity to present research about the supposed health benefits of a new product called a Natablock. Apparently it's a non-FDA approved anti-inflammatory. And the purpose was to propose that Virginia consider examining whether its use could reduce state medical care costs. Okay. So now we're getting a little bit into it. Now, in response to this allegations, in response to the allegations, the governor's office came out and said, quote, "The governor and first lady never led an effort to lower healthcare costs in Virginia by encouraging the use of a Natablock." Wrong again, Bob. Now, and this comes from an attendee to a Florida a Florida gathering of doctors and investors that Maureen McDonnell flew down to. Now, she touted the potential benefits of an Natablock. And that's according to an attendee. She said she believed a Natablock could be used to lower state health care costs. So once again, the McDonnells are caught in a lie. Now, a few weeks after that little get-together is when Williams purchased that engraved Rolex for Bob McDonnell. And not only that, but afterwards, the McDonnells allowed Star Scientific to use their mansion for an event marking the formal launch of their product. The luncheon was, of course, organized by Maureen McDonnell. Classic corruption. Now, of course, McDonnell says, no. I followed all the laws. I've disclosed all the gifts according to Virginia law. I didn't do anything wrong. Not only that, but he said that Star Scientific has received no special benefits, including economic development grants, state contracts, or board appointments while he's been in office. But nonetheless, from what I've just explained to you, they were planning to try to add a nano block to state health insurance programs, which would be Star Scientific's. It's basically Star Scientific's only hope of still staying in business is as a nano block. So they were trying to make damn sure that the state would add this to the insurance plan and have it covered, so that they could, have a contract. Obvious corruption. Now, this is an interesting tidbit. According to a regulatory filing in the company's website, Star Scientific has a corporate code of conduct that prohibits corporate officers or executives from providing gifts of value to public officials. Obviously, they have broken that code of conduct, and Bob McDonnell may be guilty of breaking a law. We'll see what happens. This is going to be very interesting developments in the coming weeks and months. So, we'll see. We'll see.